It is the reason why we ask her to be one of the keynote speakers for the Small Business Week Lunch and Launch. The title to the event is Seize Opportunities and Build Momentum, and nobody has done this better than the president of Spark Publications. What are you going to talk about a little bit? Give us a little taste of what you're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about stepping up and stepping out, and it's all about fueling sustainable growth. I have not been a fast growth company. We have been a sustainable growth company, and we've done a lot of that by seeing really good opportunities, and sometimes they start off as really small opportunities, but either way, I mean, you know, even if you see a company asking for a testimonial in the newspaper, on a blog, if you don't take advantage of that, especially if it's true, if you are a client or a vendor, you know, and being able to share that testimony. And it's just about how they serve you. And we did that for Time Warner Cable Business Class. And they liked our comment and turned around and asked us to submit, and we were part of a competition and won a local competition.
Interesting.
And in that competition, they took video testimonials, and it just so happened they took those testimonials and they sent them to their corporate headquarters. And their marketing director looked over some of those, and they said, well, we like what she's saying, we like the way she's on camera, and that led to a huge marketing promotional campaign that was national. I mean, we were...
Yeah, you got your face on it. You were in it.
I was in it. I was
it.
the poster child, and I got to really speak about Spark Publications and our services, along with, you know, Time Warner Cable Business Class.
Well,
it was really cool.
What you do is practice what you preach,
yes.
And that's what I like. A lot of small business people don't do that, and it has created and fueled the success of yours, but even more so, it really does brand you as somebody that absolutely believes in what you're doing, and you have evidence of that. So when your clients look towards you, they give you this great credibility from day one, which allows you to help them be creative.
Yeah, definitely. And we have clients that come and say, I don't know what you're doing, but could you do it for us?
Right.
And so we're like, well, okay, sure, yeah. We're just, you know, we're our own best clients. So.
Well, just to remind people, we're talking to Fabi Presslar, who's owner of Spark Publications, and she's going to be one of our keynote speakers at the Small Business Week kickoff event by the Lake Norman Chamber at the Peninsula Club next Tuesday. Make sure that you sign up. You know, on the break, I really liked what you said, because you were listening to our 7 signs you're meant to be an entrepreneur discussion.
Yes,
and
that
you
was
said,
great.
"Yep, I've done all those, and I screwed them all up," or something to that effect.
I've done them all well, and I've failed at every single one of them.
Yeah.
But isn't that why you're here today? I mean,
Yes.
that's your story as far as I'm concerned. What
Yes.
stood out of those 7 things, or what would you tell people that you had to fight through?
Well,
Good
you know,
question.
the biggest thing is not being afraid of failing. You know, it's I came in a little bit later, so I don't know at what point you mentioned that, but you had mentioned some great individual things. But I was terrified of failure when I started, and I actually had the motto, you know, failure's not an option, which is horrible if you think about it, because that means you're not going to try things that you don't know if you're going to succeed at. And being an entrepreneur, that has been one of the most powerful things. Everything that sent me somewhere is something that I've been totally afraid of. So failure is just a redirection. It's not failing.
And especially in your industry, because you got to have this trial and error. You think you know, but you don't really know whether this is going to work.
You never know.
Until you put it out there, and then when you see it works, you tweak it, and so you have to be prepared, and you almost want to embrace the mistakes so you know where not to go. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I see you do that so often. So it's why
fail?
well embrace.
Embrace.
And
Okay.
you absolutely embrace the mistakes, and you create.
I do.
You absolutely create positive things from that. You know, it's one of the reasons why you and I kind of have this connection. You and I also have another connection. We're in a small. We're in a small group of
prestigious group.
That's right, elite people. She also won the Dr. Hagemeyer Award for CPCC. You
Only
understand?
one a year.
That's right. They make fun of me about that. You
I
understand
see
that,
Wayne's face.
How
on
much
that.
did you have to pay for it? I know Joe paid him off.
I don't know. A couple years of education,
That's right.
18 years of blood, sweat, and tears. I don't know. What's
No,
the cost of that?
I think that's great. No, if it was just Joe, I'd be making fun of it. But,
You can't because
Since
I'm
it's
here.
you, I can't.
appreciate it.
You do elevate the award for me. You understand that, don't
you give it a lot more credibility, trust me.
It's my pleasure.
Let's. There are a lot of small business people that are listening out there. Give them some advice on, because this world is changing. When you and I first got started years ago, it was a completely different setting, and it's hard to describe what's changed. So give them that advice if you're getting started now. I don't even know if I could. I built one of the largest small business restaurant concepts in the Southeast. I don't know that I could do that again in this environment. What advice would you give a small business person that's thinking about getting started?
I tell you what, this is going to make every one of them cringe, but keep giving of the services that you want to actually have people buy from you. Because if people see you be able to give of some really good information or very good products, then all their last thoughts are going to be is, wow, what's it going to be like if I pay for this? And it's an interesting concept. But it's worked well for us. It's worked well for our clients, and they're all making really good money.
And it's interesting because you really hit on something that is very important. It used to be you'd ask them to fill out information, and then you would be happy to give them information. All of that has changed.
Everybody
and now
is
you have
so
to
reluctant.
give them information.
Yeah, everybody is so cautious, reluctant. I mean, you go into any networking event, everyone is wearing their business armor suit of, protection. And you have to go in willing to be able to give them something. If not, then they're just going to resist everything you can possibly say.
And how many times have you reinvented your company in 18 years? I mean, it's nothing what it
I don't want to share that. No. 18 years, 18 times.
Yeah. I mean, I know that because whenever I go to your website, I just see it growing and maturing and changing. It really is great. Give people your website and phone number if they want to reach you.
It's sparkpublications.com, and it's 704-844-6080.
One more time.
sparkpublications.com, 704-844-6080. And we also have B2B Tribe magazine. It's b2btribe.com, and that's a magazine for Charlotte area business owners.